years later. We're still here. Thank you so much for clicking onto one of our videos again. Yeah, we plan to be more consistent on our upload times and videos again. It's just life gets in the way as usual, but we're here. I know it's been 3 years, but we're gonna do better.
I really wanted to make it, I guess, an initiative to try to make sure we're saying something with these, so it's just not content to be content's sake. And this video deals a lot with mental health, and if you're struggling with mental health, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody for help. Everyone needs help, even myself and Asia both gotten help in one way or another through therapy. It's one of the reasons why we were deciding to restart the channel. So there'll be some links down below so you can find some help if you need it, and thanks for stopping by.
Stick around.
On with the video.
Hi everybody, welcome back to one of our videos. This is a recall video. I know it's been a while, but it's Asia and
Sean.
And we just wanted to talk about divination. So divination, like, okay, this one is a gem.
It is something.
What caught our attention was the special effects.
They're perfect.
The weird editing and the story just kind of meanders.
This movie jumps around so much. It has so much it's trying to do to build this world, but yet it fails trying to do way too much.
Right.
For this no budget angels versus demons. You're the special.
Tell me about divination.
This movie kicks off with this sick ass song that just goes through the credits. Biblical paintings all across everything.
They're like animated and everything.
Yeah.
We listened to the commentary track and he was just, we had questions and he had no answers.
He didn't want to give any answers.
He was just like, special effects. And I thought it was cool.
We see this dream sequence in this What Dreams May Come universe where this kid and his dad is fishing on a dock, and then we leave that almost immediately and we see our hero Jason as he draws the very thing that we saw.
Oh my God.
His wife comes running in the room, Jessica, and she's like, oh, they're coming, they're gonna be here any minute. And this guy, he is a spitting image of the dude who plays Pyro in the X-Men trilogy.
As soon as we saw the trailer, I thought, was that the Pyro from X-Men?
It's not him, it's his doppelganger.
That man's an imposter.
We get to dinner and we meet Hi, and I think it's Sarah or something. It doesn't matter. Yes. She's got like 3 lines in the entire movie. They're only there for one thing, talk about babies. They have 3 with 1 on the way.
This would be our 4th Jason. Speaking of which, you guys trying?
They want everybody else to have babies around them. Our lead character is just like, how come whenever y'all have kids, you want everybody else around you to have kids?
Join us. Join us in our misery, please.
No. Once you have your first kid, you're gonna ask yourself why you waited so long. You are.
Join us and die.
And then they break for some beautiful exposition. We learn that Jessica's long-lost friend from years back, D, is coming to town, and they're super giddy about that. Also, Jason's doing a graphic novel or something for the publishing house that he works for. It's a stupid subplot.
The Ty character is just so weird. He's like super into, you should have kids.
Once you have your first kid, you're gonna ask yourself why you waited so long. You are.
There is more to life than children.
Not after you have them. Having kids is the best thing I ever did. I'm thinking between Jessica's looks, your brains, your kid's pretty set.
Jason and what's her name is having their best life, and he's just like, how could we mess this up? They get pregnant, and then that makes her get the baby bug.
They finally leave, and they're thinking about, maybe we should have a kid too.
And he's like,
ooh. We got a lot of things we gotta think about here. I don't know if that's a great idea. We got all these expenses, things we already gotta pay for.
Peace and quiet.
I don't think we can do that.
I can focus on art. My kid won't be like, let me drive with you, Dad.
It's not really there. It's a lie.
Cut to next day, and Jessica is walking out to her car, parallel parked in the street. For some reason, she decides it's a good idea to back up into an intersection, and in the distance, you see a truck barreling down the single-lane road, and all of a sudden, just kidding, it's a dream.
It's not scary or dramatic, it's just funny, because why would you do that? And why is a Mack truck on this residential residential street.
It's a dream. It's a dream.
It's a dream. That's why it doesn't make sense.
That's why it doesn't make sense.
You can just write it off.
Yeah, because it's a dream.
It's a dream.
So he wakes up in a huff and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't protect you, Jessica."
I thought you died.
He says, "I can't protect you, Jessica. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm this piece of shit. All right, I'm a piece of shit." So we get a lot of these dream sequences that happen throughout the movie, and they don't really add anything to the plot other than that we show that Jason's losing his goddamn mind.
Jason's crazy.
He has this dream sequence where this demon tries to hug him. He has this dream sequence where Jessica gets up on his lap and then screams, "I want to have a son."
Give me.
It looked like one of the filters. Like how
Yeah, it's like a Snapchat filter.
Yeah, it was.
There's more, but those are the best. Then down the road, we meet her. I named her Carol. She doesn't have a name. She looks like a Carol to me. And she's really struggling. Carol's out there struggling. And there's this hairless thing with coffee breath that you could probably feel through the screen as he's whispering in her ear. He's like, "You're gonna be nothing. You're gonna grow up to be nothing. No one wants to be with your bitch ass."
Nobody's ever gonna want to be with you, and you're gonna die alone.
Ooh, he's like a Nosferatu. It's like, it's just a normal guy. Why'd you shave your eyebrows?
So fear gets interrupted by a bunch of crows that are outside, and we meet this character named Wormwood who comes out of this CGI effect of crows that he just forms out of. It's beautiful.
He flicks his coat. He's like,
he flusters his coat to get the dust and feathers off. And they had this conversation about how he's been chosen to help out or start this big plot for the movie because he has the male's mind. By male, we mean Jason. Because we learn later on, Jason was a kid. Fear touched him and tainted him. Now, we don't know what that means off the top.
it sounds scary.
It sounds a little...
I need an adult.
Oh, I know who we're talking about. I've had a good time with him.
So he gets recruited into this fold, and yeah, that's about the end of that bullshit. So I guess it's the next day now, and the thing with this movie is time doesn't make any sense. Time and space doesn't matter. We're wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey all over this shit. One thing will have a daytime, one thing will have nighttime, and then immediately daytime the next day. And I think it's just the way they filmed it.
Probably because of the director commentary. He was like, I was using the actor's friend's house for a few days. It was like, we need our home back.
Immediate next shot, Jason and Ty sitting on a park bench playing chess like a couple of old men. like what? You guys got other things you can be doing. It's whatever. And of course, Ty wants to talk about kids.
Immediately.
He needs them to say, "Well, are you gonna get a kid?" And he's like, "I maybe. I don't know. Why is that the only thing you want to talk about?"
So now all you need to do is ask yourself, will Jessica be more fulfilled as a mom?
We have other interests.
While they're playing chess in the park, I guess Jessica is at work, actually, trying to provide for her family and her future family.
Not just talking about babies and
playing chess in the park. And this, Ken, for the lack of a better term, comes up inside his. He wants to speak to the doctor immediately. He didn't make an appointment.
Speak to a manager.
He didn't make an appointment, he didn't do anything, so he's SOL. Jessica walks up, she's the manager, and she says, "Sir, we don't take kindly to your people around these parts." And he's like, "What do you mean, you people?" He's like, "Assholes." And he starts yelling at a kid that's crying across the room. He's just like, "Why is that baby crying? Shut that crying baby up." Shut that baby up!
Will you please shut that thing up?
Sir, you need to calm down.
And she's like, "Excuse me, sir. We like crying babies in our business. Thank you." And then for all of her, hard work and standing up for everyone,
Yeah.
She gets to hold the baby, the crying baby, and she holds it in her arm. And the mom just gives it to her. She's like, "Take it.
Take it away. It's been crying and pooping and crying."
And she's looking down on it. She's like, "I think I want one of these."
We were like, she's gonna steal that baby.
She's gonna
the
try.
first time we watched it, she's gonna steal that baby.
Precious. Where be ours?
She comes home, he's made a picnic out front on the patio, and he's made his specialty, PB&J.
My masterpiece, PB&J.
"Oh, you made PB&J?" She grabs the apple. So he tells her he's going to work from home from now on so they can start planning to have a kid, and they get all excited. So excited that they run inside.
Christian movie, by the way.
They were going to go get busy. Across the street, we see a couple of Blues Brothers.
My estimations are correct.
One looks like Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps.
I was like, Aaron Hansen! What are you doing? He looks like a doppelganger, straight up. So they're just chilling in the cut.
Makes me sick.
I want to move up in the world. I want to get higher in this demon corporation. And the only way to get higher is to do underhanded work.
Man, there's only one way to get ahead.
So when Jason and Jessica start going inside, they just like call this other dude over so he could spy on them.
Tell Lucian to come here. He'll thank us.
You see Jason and Jessica like fumbling into the bedroom, and this peeping Tom creeps up to the windows looking in. And as soon as he touches the damn thing, he gets smacked back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. He smashes into a fence. And he's like, ah, shit!
Just let me watch.
I was just trying to get a peek, man. Come on, why are you? It's such a bunch of cock tease.
No warriors on the premises.
Yeah, we see our masked hero because he's masked by the sunlight. It works. And he just cuts this dude's face off. It's like his whole front of his face slides off. Christian movie, by the way. And immediately after that, he kills Aaron Hansen, puts him into a tuna can of a car. There's a lot of flashbacks in this movie that kind of explore Jason's youth with his crazy ass dad. Apparently he lost his mind, had the same affliction that Jason has now.
No, leave. Now, leave him alone!
Was helping the cops catch bad guys.
Apparently, it took me this third time watching it to see that it said he's a pastor. So he will be with the grieving people, and he'll go on to crime.
Yeah,
and he's like,
touch him.
The killer lives down the street.
Joshua's standing there all stoic, beautiful as hell. Sunlight on his back. And another angel crashes down next to him, superhero landing, and walks over to him so they can do a big exposition dump. We learned that
He has an incredible gift, but right now the gift is tainted.
and it's starting to fade.
The fire is still there, if not dying slowly.
We learned about Divination trying to get into the house, and now that's a bad thing to happen. And we learned that Joshua was 2 days from retirement, so he can go dwell with the perfect one in the inner circle.
You were this close to dwelling with the perfect one in the inner circle.
You are beautiful on the inside. Judas is my mind. Okay, continue.
So inside, Jason's looking at a bunch of old news clippings of his dad, the crazy pastor. I'm not sure why you still keep these around in the little folder tucked away under your clothes on the top shelf of your closet. This is not a good spot. If she decides to spring clean one day and she's just, what's this? The girls get home from shopping.
Because girls be shopping.
Don't worry, honey, they're not all mine.
It's not her. I'm a terrible influence.
Honey, I want you to meet my oldest best friend, Delilah.
And we meet Dee, who looks exactly like Jessica in almost every way. And
It's a clone.
sometimes it takes a second to just like, oh, okay, so
Okay,
that's that
Dee.
one. And
Okay, got it.
So Jessica takes Dee and Sarah on a house tour, and we get the weirdest line from somebody I've heard. And they pull up to the master bedroom and they look inside.
This is where Jessica and Jason are making babies.
Sarah.
So casual.
You guys are trying? Oh my god, that's so super.
Cue the Kill Bill
siren.
siren.
And she sees the tarot cards sitting on the table, and she lingers on that just a little too long for my liking. So later that night, maybe, I don't know. Again, time doesn't matter. We get another scene with Wormwood and Fear. Wormwood's all mad about how Fear's team got themselves murdered.
Your team screwed up.
By Joshua. But now he's become the most useful linchpin of the operation.
This is huge.
What do I have to do with it?
I don't know.
Because he already has Jason's mind.
Since you own the male's mind, you are the ticket in.
He wants Fear to do the same thing to Jessica.
Make her fear the future. Rest will fall into place. Be ready.
And yeah, that's pretty much the scene. Then we get back to the house. Dee must have stayed a little bit longer. Sarah must have went home, got to take care of them 3 kids, got to make Ty a spaghetti.
Take care of the kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, Ty, you're sitting right there.
I gotta go.
And they're having a couple glasses of wine talking about how Jessica manipulated her sister to break up with Jason so she can get with Jason.
That I was no good for Lisa and that she could do much better than me.
I didn't mean a word of it and I only said that so I could get my hands on him.
It's weird. That's a weird story. That's not cute.
No, it's
really highly manipulative. I would have been like, you did what? Jason is just like, oh, you're so cute. No, run, boy. And what happened the night she met him?
The very night.
That's gonna be mine right there.
When did you start dropping hints to your sister about breaking up?
As soon as I met Jason.
Really?
And Dee says,
You obviously don't know us very well. What you don't understand is that we will stop at nothing to get what we want.
oh God, my face hurts from smiling. They start saying like, well, we don't have any secrets anymore. Jessica doesn't keep any secrets from Jason anymore. And Jason just takes a long, hard... And then he gets scared to death because he has a daytime vision where he looks at Jessica and her eyes are in her hands all labyrinth style. And she's like, open your eyes! And he falls back and cracks his head open.
Busted wide open.
I need you to open your eyes.
While he's knocked the fuck out, he has this dream where he wakes up underneath the bleeding tree. He's got blood on his hand. It doesn't matter. But he's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's just a mild concussion.
Yeah, he just fell out of his chair and hit the back of his head.
No, I'm alright. I'm alright.
Never mind, he's fine.
Jason wakes up. He's like, that's it. I've had enough. I'm calling the doctor, but I don't have the doctor's number, so I gotta call this other guy first, Ty. He calls him. I don't know if this is like he got up and it's called him, or this is like the next day or something, because all the kids are up in the back behind Ty. They're all dancing around in prissy princess costumes, throwing shit at each other, and he's chowing down on spaghetti out of a Dixie bowl and working on his computer. Well, I don't know what you're doing for work because you ain't got no job. He just asks him for the number, and Ty gives him the number, and then in the background the kids order porn on the TV.
Watching pay-per-view?
Yeah, fine, whatever, go ahead.
And
Daddy, can I see the pay-per-view? Like, yeah, SmackDown, whatever, fuck it.
This movie, every time I try to talk about this movie, this is like the second time, maybe third time we try to shoot this shit. Like the way it's edited, it's so like out of place. It's kind of hard to sum up. You have to talk about every single fucking scene almost.
The guy even admits in the commentary that he shot things all in one day, and it definitely feels that way because he just chopped those scenes up and just inserted them into random parts. And it's just like, my dude, what day is this? Where are we? Is this a week later? Is this a month later? Is this a year later? Because they got pregnant real fast. What is this? What is it?
That character's not even in the movie.
This ain't, all of this clip art is not in this.
So we get back outside when we have Joshua still minding his post, chilling out in the lawn, picking on the grass. And this other angel shows up, Daniel, and he touches down and walks up and takes a knee next to him. He's like, all right, boss, what's up?
Have a seat. Relax. You ever been on watch duty before?
We're going to watch this house for a bit. Yeah.
It's about 98% boredom.
Jason leaves the house, and he's like, all right, follow that son of a bitch.
Keep a tail on him.
And then he follows him to the cemetery. Jason puts this piece of paper that says "My Mind" down on top of the tombstone of his dead dad. And so he's like, I renounce this.
I'm going to renounce this. I'm going to leave it here with you where it belongs.
Who says renounce? I've never used it casually. As soon as he puts the paper down, he looks up and he can see Daniel, the angel, standing there staring at him.
Can I help you?
He's like, what? He's like, oh, you can see me?
Me? Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, though. And then Daniel walks up and takes the piece of paper off the grave. I kind of takes away everything he just did in his little renouncing ceremony, but whatever. He takes that paper back to Joshua. Again, this is all edited in a sequence, and we see Joshua, and he's just like, he put this on the tombstone. Okay, whatever. And he's like, he saw me. He's like, he saw you? What?
You sat on a cat or something.
He saw me.
That's impossible.
He saw me.
You must have been sitting on a cat or something and thought he was looking at you.
Like, how is this a crazy thing for this angel? I mean, he is an angel. There are demons.
Right.
There are specials. They're talking about all this shit. How is one person who's supposed to be the one not able to see an angel?
The one who's being surveillanced for some reason.
How is that?
How is he not like something special?
He's like, shut up, idiot.
That's impossible.
I ain't never seen nobody seen me.
No way.
Delusion.
They start talking about how Joshua loves watching people, and because he always learns something new.
That's why I love my job.
Because he wishes he was human or some shit like that. How they're the best of us.
He sees God in their love.
To bond with another.
We're bonding.
Yes. I value our friendship.
You sure about that?
And then Daniel is just like, you know what? I can't take it anymore, man. How come everyone thinks you're so crazy, man? What's going on? He's just like, well, I did kill so many people while they were sleeping.
You slew 300,000 Assyrians in one night.
Well, I mean, they were sleeping.
Cold-blooded.
But Daniel's just like, well, how did you get this shit duty? And he's just like, well, I'm all lazy and I'm sloppy. I accidentally let Divination into this house. Whoops. He's just this lazy piece of shit, I guess, that in his mind. But he's treated with such renown and respect by everybody else.
He's gonna get. He's eligible for the inner circle.
He's ready to retire.
He'll be with the perfect one.
Chris Jericho.
Yes.
You just get up there and you see Chris Jericho yelling at you at the gate. Hey!
Stupid idiot!
Wait, what?
Looks like you are on the list!
You just made the list!
Thank you.
Good night.
So, but Daniel's just like, you know what? Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes.
Got it.
Oh, wow. You couldn't write that shit. Mismakes. Sometime later, I have no idea. Jason's out for a run in his etnies.
There's no arch support, no.
He's running along. He decides to stop to tie his shoe, and he looks up, and there's this spooky gang of ghouls hanging out.
They say you in the wrong neighborhood. You wearing the wrong colors, blood.
I didn't even know. And he started booking it back home. And he runs inside and he shuts the door and he's like, get in the fucking bedroom. Whoa. We had a nice cup of coffee this morning. We shared some lovely stories. Why are you telling me to get in the fucking bedroom?
Do
it! Meanwhile, Joshua and Daniel meet the battle on the front line in what we come to know as the astral plane. This is weird digital effect that the director decided to use throughout the entire sequence, so it's kind of hard to see what the fuck is going on sometimes. But essentially, it's good versus evil. Joshua and Daniel versus a slew of ugly-looking Party City masks. They cut a bunch of people up using their swords they pull out of their hands.
Show me what you got.
You impressed?
Not yet.
And then at one point they stop and they meet up and it's like, so how was that? He's like, that was pretty good, but pulls out this cross, right? Presses a button, a dagger comes out. Presses another button, it starts beeping. He throws it at the demon and it gets stuck in him and he explodes.
Nice.
It's like a ninja star cross bomb. It reminds me of that movie Priest with Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah, that's something. Or Van Helsing would have
Van
it.
Helsing.
Yeah, he would definitely.
They decided to do this for this Christian movie, and it was fantastic. Across the street, there's a baby carriage, and this little baby's crying, help me, help me. And Joshua sees it, and he sees some ghouls walking up to him, and he's like, oh, I gotta go help him out.
Neighborhood, baby.
And Daniel's like, wait, don't leave me. Go protect the house. Wait,
just do it!
stay here and protect the house.
But Joshua, you can't just do it.
He leaps into battle to go protect this baby carriage, and when he gets there, he pulls back the cowl, and it's this demon baby. And he's just laughing at him. Just,
you stupid.
Joshua gets super fucking embarrassed. And he starts floating up to the sky. Solar flare! And he just dusts all of them. Meanwhile, Fear snuck in the back door, walked up behind Jessica and started whispering in her ears, calling Jason crazy and that he's going to be crazy forever.
I think he's going insane.
Look at his crazy ass.
And then Jessica's like, you know what? Yeah, I can see that.
He's looking like he a cat trying to look outside. What the fuck?
Yeah, so she thinks he's crazy now because Fear's in her mind. That's the recap. You're welcome.
Way to go, Joshua.
Yeah, you failed again, Joshua.
What are you doing here?
This is my house now.
After this traumatic experience, Jason needed to see his therapist. He goes and talks to his therapist, asks if he's crazy, and immediately the therapist is like, you didn't schedule enough time.
On your way out, schedule another session and make sure it's longer than 15 minutes.
Can't you just tell me that I'm not crazy?
I told you that. Then I'd be lying.
He goes home and decides to prove that he's not crazy by crazily looking at the old crazy clippings of his crazy dad being crazy. While Fear whispers behind his ear, you're a failure as a dad. You're a failure as everything. You're not even an artist. You're a piece of shit.
Ooh, you suck.
Fail as a husband. Fail as a father. Failure.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Across town, Dee and Jessica are getting lunch, drinking some coffee, having a good time, and it gets real because Dee realizes that she'll never have a kid because she's a barren old broad.
I'm very happy for you.
I'm really happy for you. I really am. I really am happy for you. I really am. I just feel like I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place right now.
I'll never be able to have children.
Jessica feels so bad for her and everything, and Dee gives her a present, a book with a pentagram on the front.
It's a very demonic looking book.
And she's like, yeah, you can use it to help, make everything better. Maybe this will help Jason with his crazy ass.
You never know.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
They go back to her place.
Starving, why are we here?
Jessica sees even more, fancy, schmancy cult shit laying on her table. I didn't realize that you still practice the arts. Oh, I never stopped. And then she reveals herself to be a minion of some sorts. And she's like, you're gonna go ahead and use this here book to save Jason. You're gonna do it. Okay. Okay.
You have that gift. I can see it in your eyes.
Well, maybe later that evening, again, I don't know. We have another conversation between Fear and Wormwood.
I'll never get any work done if you keep interrupting me like this.
Now, Wormwood likes Fear and what he's doing because of all the good things he's done. And Fear rebels in his success.
I just want to see him squirm.
And he has a mental breakdown of sorts, and he starts YouTube jump cutting how he hates humans.
I love to sit in a good graveyard. I love knowing that underneath every stone is a pile of flesh that never reached its potential, never honored the gift. Sometimes, I think they are more evil. Why?
Wormwood's just like, you know what? You need to chill the fuck out.
What is your problem, dude?
You got a lot of things going on right now. I'm gonna go call you in a bit.
They're all so weak, so easily swayed. They don't know how lucky they are. Half the time, I don't even have to talk to them. Get inside their head. They create filthier thoughts than I could ever plant.
And I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
I hate them. Oh my god, I hate them.
I hate them.
Back at home with Jessica, she's reading comfortably on the couch, and she decides, I'm gonna have a seance. She sets it all up, very slow motion, all this like 90s porn music. She's throwing everything down slowly, lighting candles slowly, pressing things slowly.
Nail polish slowly.
Everything is so slow.
Touch the forehead, smell it.
But it's all good because Jason has a great dream. For the first time in a long time, Jason's got this great dream of him running through the fields, out to his poppy by the tree. The tree of life, I guess.
Daddy, it's you!
And then he wakes up in a good, he's like, I had the best sleep.
Oh, real good.
He goes down and sees Jessica. She's down there reading her book, sipping her coffee. This thing's really got its grip on me. I could tell.
You okay?
Yeah, I never felt better.
Jason has to, has a busy appointment. He's got to go meet Ty to go play some more chess in the park.
So how's the pregnancy?
Oh, I've got cramping.
Oh, do you? Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, I gotta sleep on my side.
How a father is the most important thing, especially fathers.
It took me way too long to figure out just exactly how important I am to my kids. Fathers, especially fathers, so important.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So basically, they're saying, fuck moms.
Mother's Day? How about Father's Day?
Times 2.
Am I right?
Back at home, Joshua is scolded by other angel guy. You let divination in this house, you son of a bitch. Everything that happens from henceforth is on you.
Joshua, it's worse than you think. According to our latest intel, divination is behind all this. I hate to do this, but your fate is now tied to theirs. I hope you know what you're doing.
All right, damn. After Jason got done going to play chess with Ty, he goes and sees his therapist. He gives the therapist some of the drawings that he drew, stuff that he saw while he was awake. He's like, am I crazy? Yes, just like your poppy.
Jason, is there a history of mental illness in your family?
You're asking me that already? You're already assuming...
Such as your father?
I know all about your dad and his crazy ass. I know all about how he used to solve crimes like cold case style. And Jason's just like, what are you talking about? How do you know all this? So the therapist is getting really uppity about it. I thought you'd be man enough to take this challenge.
If I can make my past disappear, then I can create my own future. I can start with a clean canvas.
Not by ignoring it.
I thought you did mostly listening.
I thought you were man enough to be straight with me.
Pow.
Jason knows how to do something, and he's just got to accept this thing, go down the path of righteousness.
Fear wants to control you and stop you from becoming who you really are.
What the hell psychiatric college did you go to? Uri Geller University? This isn't Scooby-Doo, Doc. This is my life.
While this conversation's happening, Jessica finds the clippings that were so meticulously hid underneath a couple pairs of pants on the top shelf of the master bedroom closet. When she happened to be spring cleaning. Huh.
It just like she barely touches it. It just like bloop. Oh, secrets. Secrets all over the floor. Crazy ass dad. And they have a picture of him. He's like, like a Nosferatu. He's like,
Jessica's meeting him downstairs with the clippings spread across the kitchen counter. He's like, all right, I guess this is time for this conversation. He immediately goes 0 to 100, starts yelling at her.
Okay, fine. My dad blew his brains out. And I saw him do it there. I told you. You still want to play the victim?
Saying he doesn't want her help. And she's like, you know what? Deuces.
You can't hide from this, Jason. Let me help you.
I don't need your help.
He gets to sleep on the couch for the night. There's one flashback that I guess I should really try to touch on because it kind of has a callback to the end of the movie. The dad gives him one last talking to before he decides to blow his brains out.
You can't talk to anybody about this.
He basically says, find his new dad underneath the tree.
Meet your father at the tree. Can you remember that?
Okay.
And that blood finalizes everything.
Understand that blood finalizes everything. It's the most powerful thing.
Okay.
And yeah, then he blows his head off. In front of Jason, by the way. I guess it's the next day. Dee and Jessica do a little blood coven type thing. She cuts her hand, smears it on the pentagram book to start doing some good stuff, according to what Dee's saying.
And everything that needs to be done in the invisible realm will be done.
Okay. But in reality, she's doing what Dee wants. And we cut to nighttime, and outside again, we got Fear and Wormwood, and things have escalated to the point where Wormwood's just like, you know what, fuck you, man. And Fear's just like, well, fuck you, man.
I'm the only reason Commander will ever have her way. In fact, I'm not even sure what you've actually accomplished for Commander in this house.
And they have a smackdown all-out demon fight.
No disqualification match.
No DQ for the title.
I hold all the keys to this house. I'm afraid you can't touch me.
Immediately, Wormwood gets knocked off his feet with a super fucking clothesline. Fear just puts him on his ass, takes the blade out, puts it over his face. The Wormwood's just like, whoa, whoa, okay, it's just Divination. Divination's is the boss.
Okay. Divination.
See, was that so hard? Starts walking away, right in the back. Oh, that old Fear, crazy old Fear, stabbing people in the back. And then he says the best line in all of movies ever. Grabs him, pulls him close, and he says, "Your uselessness is epic."
Your uselessness is epic.
Your uselessness is epic. He tries to do it like he's so badass. Epic. It's like,
I felt his breath on my... Yeah, there it is again. Gosh, I sure hope he brushed his teeth. As soon as he hits the ground, we hear some footsteps in the background, and it goes, "Oh, Fear, was that necessary?" Aww. And we cut to Dee.
Was that entirely necessary?
My queen.
She is Divination.
I never saw it coming.
You never see it coming. You say my body's too fast for us.
Fear is just like, oh, holy Divination.
We're not worthy.
Apparently, she's really upset that she wasn't given the ability to have kids by the perfect one. And she's gonna take Jason and Jessica's kid for good measure, because she can feel the presence of specials, and he can see them. And together, their kid will be the most powerful creature in all the lands, and they will rule with an iron fist.
Jason can see us, but Jessica, she can feel us. Can you imagine the power their child will have?
Yeah, so Divination's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. As soon as we find out Dee is Divination, we get a little side quest with Dee where she's at Sarah's house trying to open up a gate to hell, I guess. And Sarah reluctantly agrees because she doesn't know what she's talking about.
What do you want to lose your house? Your car? Just summon the spirits and everything will be fine.
Are you sure about that?
Ty hears the rumblings from the other room. He comes up. What the fuck is going on?
What are you doing?
I ask you the same thing.
What is going on in my home?
Sarah, what the hell is going on?
Leave her alone.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Divination, in all of her wonderness, grabs him by the throat, starts choking him immediately. She whispers in his ear, "I am Divination." What does that mean to me?
You just added me to this plot.
It's like that was supposed to be the reveal, but they did the reveal on the scene just prior to that. So like back-to-back reveals.
I think it was out of order.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was supposed to be the scene before she walked up, because the way she walked up was like no fanfare.
They messed up the scenes. So she whispers, "I am Divination" in his ear. He's like, who the fuck is that? But apparently that makes him insane, and he loses his goddamn mind.
Everyone leave. I have to poop. Now!
The next time we see him, he's in a hospital and Jason's visiting him.
Cross-eyed and he's rocking in a bed.
Apparently he ran out into the street cursing the stars and he got hit by a car, which would have been hilarious to see.
He ran out of the house in hysteria, and then he got hit by a car.
That Mack truck down a residential street just plowing past all these cars.
He starts rambling about how there are angels and demons and how they can see us and they're there to get them and all this shit. And he says a couple things that are callbacks from other things. Like he talks about the blood tree and Jason's like, "What?"
Meet your father at the tree.
And then he says, "Open your eyes," which is what Jessica said earlier in the movie.
Open your eyes, Jason. Open your eyes! Lonely road, the only one that I have ever known.
Whoa! So we got 2 callbacks in one scene. Great job. Now Ty is in the hospital after getting hit by a car. Keep that in mind. He just got hit by a car.
Puking up pieces of his pelvis.
Jason wakes up from slumber and he goes downstairs and sees Jessica sitting in a seance circle by herself, and a portal opens and he's like, yo, why is this happening in my house? Am I dreaming? Pinch me. But he's not dreaming this time. And at that moment, he gets teleported to the therapist's office. And he's like, what am I doing here? How did I get here? And the therapist reveals all.
Open your eyes.
He is Joshua. It opens up Jason's third eye, and he enters the astral plane, and he sees Joshua's true form, and he sees fear behind him, lurking in the shadow. He's like, get the fuck out of here, get away from me, get away from my family. And so he renounced fear.
Get out of my head, get out of my house, and stay away from my family.
Joshua's like, game time.
Free to go now.
Like hell he is.
And he punches fear out this CGI window they set up specifically throughout the movie for this shot, so he could punch him through the window. And every time I see it, I always hear, smack my bitch up. Ba-doom, ba-doom, doom. He flies out and he Goku punches him into the ground. He goes through a parking garage and he's in this dilapidated building. And this is where they have their big one-on-one fight sequence, Joshua v. Fear.
Fight.
They immediately start getting at it, and Joshua gets the upper hand. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he says the one thing that no noob can say no to. He says,
"Bet you can't fight me like a man."
He throws down this sword. He's like,
"You want the fisticuffs?"
Here they come. And they have this knockdown, drag-out fight. They throw people through tables and generators. And they have smoke effect every single time they punch someone, so it looks like they're hitting them super hard. And then it ends in this little back and forth in this hallway, I guess. They're throwing each other through drywall, Terminator 2 style. Joshua flips Fear around and slams him into the sword that was sticking out of the wall.
Fatality.
And Fear's like, ah, shit. Ah, this ain't fair, man. Why? Why are you doing this to me?
This isn't fair.
Joshua doesn't really say anything. He just takes out his other sword from his hand and sticks it slowly through Fear's face. Christian movie, by the way. Right. Through his face. He just turns to ash and disappears. Immediate next shot. Sun's coming up. Daniel hits the ground, starts running into the building. Joshua stops. Wait, you can't go. I got this. Smacks Joshua out of the way and jumps inside the house. And as soon as he gets in there, he gets ping-ponged around and smashed into the ground over and over again. And then outside, now it's nighttime again. He's outside sitting on the lawn, like, no! This is unintentionally hilarious. He's sitting on the front lawn. Jason comes around the corner and walks up the front path and completely just avoids, what's happening on the front lawn with Joshua, who he just saw in the therapist's office. I guess
whatever.
He can't see him now or something. I don't know. So he walks past Joshua. He gets in the house and there's a bunch of demons that are all crowded around. It's like, oh, you're home. We didn't expect you so soon. He walks over to the main room and Dee and Jessica are hanging out.
Hi, honey.
He's like, this is Dee. Dee's here. She's gonna save us. She's my spiritual guide. And Jason's is like, this bitch is crazy. You're crazy. Give me that book.
You need to stop your spells and give me that book.
No! Then she loses her mind and Dee takes over and she unveils her master plan again.
She sealed a blood covenant. And blood finalizes everything.
He said it! He said it!
And I'm thankful that I will finally have a son.
Jason's run up to him and this demon monster comes out of the shadows and kicks Jason into the stud of the wall, cracking the wall, like splintering it.
He's dead.
And the demon comes in the frame and is like, is this man bothering you?
Ma'am, can I help you?
He proceeds to kick Jason out of the house. Jason flies across the front yard and lands near the sidewalk in a crater like Yamcha. So Joshua walks up to him after this.
Good job, buddy.
He's just like, I'm sorry. I fucked up. I'm the worst angel. I apologize. Can you forgive me? And Jason, with all his privileged ass, says, no! You fucked up.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Everything I love is going to hell. How could you let this happen?
You're supposed to protect my special. I'm the special.
I screwed up.
I know, I'm sorry, but is there anything that you can remember that maybe you can look back on that will help us overcome this in the 11th hour? You know what? My dad did say blood finalizes everything. We'll run with that.
Jessica signed a contract, all right, it's done.
What did she sign it with?
Blood.
Then it sounds like you need some of your own.
And then he sees Jessica running up to the tree line, and she's like, come and get me. I guess I gotta go chase her. I guess you do. Thus commences the chase scene through the woods.
Don't let her go.
As soon as he catches up to Jessica, he falls through her and rolls down a hill.
He eats it.
You know what he finds? The bleeding tree. He found it.
It was the blood that gives me strength. Okay. From day to day.
One thing I did forget to mention, when he got kicked the fuck out the house, it must have knocked him back to Baby Town because his face was clean shaven.
It knocked the beard off his face.
So Jason storms back up to the house and walks inside like he owns the place, because he does.
Does he?
Jessica probably owns it. The demons inside are just like, whoa, he's back. Whoa.
Whoa.
I told you, $10.
I'm not even gonna touch him. I'm just surprised that he did that. Damn.
He's got some cojones.
Cojones?
Yeah, those.
Got some cojones on you.
He walks to the middle of the room and stands in front of Jessica, and Jessica says like, oh, hey, you're home.
Hey. Like nothing happened. It's you again.
Oh, hey. It's you guys.
I need you to get rid of that book. Throw it in the fire.
He wipes the blood from the cut off her hand, which I guess does something to open her third eye again.
Blood finalizes everything.
Yeah, I know.
And she realizes what's going on, and Dee's is like, fuck that shit.
If I can't have a son, then you sure as hell can't either.
Starts grabbing the baby out of her womb. So she's reached inside of her with her superhuman demon powers. And meanwhile, Jessica's dropped the skin book on the ground.
The Necronomicon.
Necronomicon, thank you. And throws it in the fire, which sparks for some reason.
Because it's so evil.
And that immediately fucks everything up for Dee. And she's like, whoa, oh no. The world around her like snaps back.
My power is fading.
Yeah.
No.
The world around her snaps back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Got twice in one video. Joshua comes in showing his super angel powers. Ah! He does Destructo Disc, kills all the demons but Dee, and Dee, Superman punches Joshua out the front window. And then we get Dee versus Joshua.
Rematch.
He's got his hand sword, she's got a bow staff. In the end, Dee monologues just a little too long, and she literally gets sliced in half.
This is my house, and she is my temple.
Oh, wow.
Caught me monologuing, you dirty dog.
She's like, you and me are a lot alike. I'm nothing like you.
I'm not a loser.
He takes the cross blade bomb, sticks her in the chest. She's like, ow. And then he walks away, and she goes, ah, and explodes.
He walks away. He doesn't look back.
He doesn't look back.
He's too cool for that.
He's just smirking. He's like, I did that. I'm the hero. He gets back inside, and Jessica and Jason are just overcome with relief that this whole scenario is put behind them.
Jason, the gateway is gone.
There's still one more.
Ty. We go over to Ty's house to wrap this shit up.
But didn't he get his ass hit by a car?
Flashback. Now Ty is in the hospital after getting hit by a car. Keep that in mind. He just got hit by a car.
End of flashback.
Rather than knocking on the door, rather than ringing the doorbell, bumps into it one time and he says, Joshua, kick this shit down.
You mind?
You work for me now.
Joshua kicks that shit down. Ty's home, on the ground, no bandages or anything.
No cast.
No cast, no nothing, just on the ground. He's like, my brain, I can't think, my brain.
Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
Jason takes a little bit of blood, wipes on his forehead, all, you know, Simba style.
Why are you touching my face?
Oh, sorry.
We get a little bit of an epilogue. We find out that Joshua doesn't want to go dwell with the perfect one. He said, give it to Daniel, because Daniel survives.
Tell them not to waste their time. I'm staying here. Give it to Daniel after he recovers. And this is where I'm content.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And I'm just going to chill here and watch these here folks, because it's kind of my kink.
I don't want to be any other place.
And the other angels is like, all right.
You're a weird
I
dude.
would have, you know, dwelled with the perfect one, but...
Your choice.
Stupid idiot!
Keep in touch.
Alright, so y'all just seen that corny ass shit.
And then we get one final dream sequence where they're running through the What Dreams May Come universe, running over the tall grass again, Dad by the tree, and then we see a second person this time. They look at each other and then they run to the daddy, and it zooms out this wide shot, and we keep pulling out all the way through Jessica's eye.
Aww.
What?
Because she's now dwelling in the house of the Lord with her husband.
Is he her sister? Are they family? I don't know. They're running to the same dad. That's all I can think of.
We're all children in the eyes of God.
So is that supposed to be God at the tree?
Yes.
And we're supposed to meet him? And
Yes.
she's like, she met up with him now? She's like, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. All coming together. So that's the end of the movie. They're holding a baby, so it must be at least 9 months later.
This takes over the course of like 3 years.
Oh my god! Oh, I cracked my pants!
It's hard to explain how this movie makes you feel after you're done. I've seen it 5 times now, and I still learning shit about it.
Like I said, it took the third time to see that the dad was a pastor. And then it finally sunk in. He was like, oh, he helped us with criminal investigation. What? It's a lot going on.
It's a hot mess.
It feels like there was like a general idea about how if you have pagan things that you do, you're inviting demons into your house.
Yeah.
But it got so complicated.
It's too complicated. This movie probably would be like a good setup for maybe a TV series.
You always say that. Maybe.
Like, he felt like he had this grand vision, but he tried to squeeze everything into this hour and a half.
And even then, he tried to drag it out.
He still did too much.
He tried to drag it out with the long sequences of a seance and stuff. It's just an interesting kind of like a Christian version of Priest, basically, or Legion, or whatever that was.
Basically.
But if you like this video, please consider liking this video. We will be back with more videos after this one. And take care of each other.
Yes.